Hi, my name is Victoria Fraser, and I'm going to be giving an informative speech over human trafficking around the world. So, throughout the world every day, more women and children are being grabbed violently to be taken to go get abused. We all know that this happens, but we don't ever try to do anything, or we don't ever speak up about it. So, whether you're in the States or whether you're in a different continent, it's alive and it's here, and we never actually question what happens to these girls. We just say, oh, poor girls, poor them, we should change that, but we never actually act on it. So why, as a parent, do you tell your children to always have a buddy or to never talk to strangers? That's because we want to keep them safe. That's because we don't want that to happen to them. So why aren't we helping the ones that aren't as lucky as us or as our children to be taught these things? Sex trafficking is around the world, and it has been for numerous years, and we are all still oblivious to the humiliation that these women face, the ways of rescue for these women, and the rehabilitation process it takes to get them through this mess. So everywhere around the world, there's different forms of human trafficking that is going on, and that just slides by without anyone actually stopping it. So we all have discomfort with this topic, which is normal. I don't know anybody that would be comfortable with this topic, but that doesn't mean that we should keep it a secret or slide it under the rug because people are not okay. If people are not okay with the fact or the thought that human trafficking is happening, then they should speak up and not act like it's somebody else's problem to deal with or somebody else's burden. We all need to actually help, because if there's ever going to be a stop to human trafficking, then people need to stand up and do something about it rather than letting these women be forgotten and feel humiliated because the world doesn't care about them, that nobody's trying to rescue them, nobody's trying to save them. And that's what gets stuck in their head. It's a mental, it's a psychological humiliation that they're feeling, not just the physical humiliation that they're feeling every single day from these men taking them to go be raped or abused in multiple different ways. It's also the fact that we are not paying attention to them. We are not helping them. And that is something that we all need to start doing. That's something we all need to start thinking about. Because when we try to go rescue them, they don't believe we actually want to help. They think that we are spies. They think that the people who are going out and risking their lives to go save these women and children, the women and children think that they're just going to turn me back or they're just going to take me somewhere that's worse, which isn't true. They're trying to help, and it puts a mental strain on these women and children because they're just scared and they want to fight and they want to fight back, but they don't know how because they haven't been given the ability to feel like they're valuable, to feel like they're worth something in years or months even. It can happen in the span of one singular month. Someone can get so messed up because they are constantly be beaten down and beaten down and beaten down that they no longer see their self-worth. So when they're trying to get rescued, it just doesn't happen because they don't believe that these people actually want to help them. And so there are so many different ways that we can help rescue or save these people from captivity. But we also have to remember the rehabilitation process after we rescue or after they escape. Because although the process of being in captivity and awaiting the rescue is long and hard, the rehabilitation process of trying to remember your self-worth, trying to remember that it's not your fault what happened to you, trying to remember that you have people that love you and don't see you as the gross, horrible things that happen to you. They see them as amazing young women and children that have escaped something so horrible that we needed to help them. That's the most brutal part about it, is also the physical. They've probably been starved. They've probably been beaten mercilessly, constantly. And from going from that to trying to think of how people are supposed to treat me, that is crazy. That is a crazy hard thing to ask any of these women that are already feeling disempowered, that are already feeling defenseless, and then you tell them to go into society and feel okay about themselves, especially in the society we have today, that is crazy. That is a crazy goal to just ask them to do, because each of these things, it just puts them down and it makes them feel like they're not good enough. Human trafficking is a real issue that most people don't want to work with. They just say that it's a bad thing and that somebody else is going to handle it. That is not true. We need people to help want to rescue these people, these women and children, but most of them don't believe that they're actually wanting to help you. And so we have to constantly fight this battle, and we have to constantly fight this war until we get them into these rehabilitation processes where they're still mentally being drained of everything because they don't understand why somebody cares about them. We need to be the people that help. It is our time to help. So please help me.